4 hounds are Lord Sombron's favorites. We can do anything with impunity. Feels good to be appreciated. I wonder where Zephia and Gris are right now. Oh, and Mavier too, I guess.
Engage is starting off the Gen 9 Heroic Rare units extremely strong. Continuing the 4 Hounds Grand Hero battle trend, Marni is up next. We are getting our free-to-play Axe units early this gen, but Marni's an Axe Armor. Getting a new free-to-play armor this early in the generation means Marni may be a popular project purely because she's the highest BST option. To further entice players, Marni's stats are cracked: 49 HP, 46 attack, 20 speed, 50 defense, and 40 res. Super boons in attack, defense, and res, pick your poison. Just from the pure 5-star base stats, Marni is the first to crack 50 defense. She straight up skipped 49. Because she has a super boon, Marni also is our new highest defense unit in the game, period. She beats Gilliam and Valentine's Gustav. What's even more insane is that they pretty much min-maxed Marni for low speed. Not fully, but very much for free-to-play standards. Marni has great base HP, attack, and res to go with her absurd defense. For Axe Armors, she has the second highest res, and that's including 5 stars as well. But wait, it gets better. Marni has the Praise Piner Axe. Her artwork uses the Silver Great Axe model, but this is far from a normal silver weapon. Praise Piner Axe has 16 might, and every turn of about 25% HP, Marni gives herself and allies within 2 spaces, plus 60 with res field boss, and the lull status. This weapon then is effective against flyers. It grants a extra +3 defense, and has adaptive damage. If foe initiates combat or has more than 75% HP, inflict penalty on the foe's attack, defense, and res equal to 5 plus 15% of Marni's defense from start of combat. In addition, Marni gets flat damage reduction equal to 50% of her in-combat defense. If she has more than 1 HP and would have taken a fatal blow, Marni survives with 1 HP. She then heals 7 HP after combat. Similar to how Mavier's weapon was sort of just the Flame Lance, the Praise Piner Axe is actually just Engage's Hurricane Axe. I don't know why they wouldn't just use those weapons in the artworks, because the Hurricane Axe is crazy looking. It's a magical axe with flyer effectiveness, which is exactly what this weapon offers. That's a very strange combo. For its other effects, Marni buffs defense res for nearby allies, and the lull status negates enemy field buffs. Good stuff. In combat, Marni inflicts debuffs and gains flat damage reduction, scaling off her incredible defense stats. At no merges with this weapon, Marni hits 53 defense, and then her field buffs bring that to 59. She can easily hit 60 defense, and with other investment, 15% of 60 equals -9 bonus debuffs. In combat, Marni will have even more defense, so she can get 10 plus flat DR easily. Once you chew through Marni's great HP, defense, and res, plus her debuffs and flat DR, well, Marni straight up has Miracle. She sometimes has Emblem Roy's ring, which has the skill Holdout. Holdout is essentially Miracle, and the only time Marni's not going to have it is if she's initiating against a hurt enemy. She also chains Miracle because this weapon grants 7 HP after combat. For the rest of her base kit, Marni has Ignis for her high defense and Wary Fighter to check all those fast units, not respecting Fall of Denial. The devs know people will probably merge Marni, so they give her a very rare skill in Attack and Defense Prime 3. If bonus is active on unit, grant extra attack and defense equal to 3 plus the number of positive statuses on the unit times 2. You need 2 active statuses for the max plus 7 attack and defense bonus. Attack and Defense Prime 4 has only been on Winter Edelgard so far. Marni can help chain into the Tier 4 for inheriting, but as a skill, the Tier 3 isn't exactly very exciting. Prime is most interesting for the distant or close counter when you have 4 statuses part. That's not happening with the Tier 3, and you can match the stat boost with something like Attack and Defense 4. Prime 3 is a rare skill for sure, but it's not like Finish 3 or Clash 3, which are actually pretty good compared to their very old stat boosters. Now if you plan to merge up Marni, the neutral nature will add +1 HP, attack, and defense. That's fine to keep, but Marni does benefit from even more defense via her super boom. You can balance out her resistance or go for extra attack as well. Pick either or if you plan to spend a floret. For free-to-play comparisons, we just do not get many free-to-play armors in general. Since launch, Sheen has been the only lone demote option, and we went a good number of years without free-to-play additions until Ludwig and Murdoch. This past year, we did get Valentine's Vigard. You can see that most of these units have some speed sprinkled in, and unless you're going for a fun speed build, then it's mainly just ending up as wasted stats. Besides Marni, Murdoch is the one other favorite free-to-play option. He got a cool unique weapon, and his stats are a little more min-maxed than usual. Marni is even more min-maxed, and only loses to Murdoch in attack due to better defenses. If you want a distant counter armor with a free follow-up, then Murdoch's Wyvern Hatchet can set up some fun, decent builds. The other free-to-play options are okay, but there's no inheritables that will come close to offering what the Praise Pioneer Axe does. If you'd like to try a speed build, then Ludwig is the most fitting, and he still has pretty good physical bulk. Flame Emperor's Refine gives them a sabotage support aspect, and then a bunch of attack debuffs with a free follow-up. It's alright. If you did want to build one of these units, there are so many attack and defense focused inheritable axes. However, if you want pure defensive stats, boss support, fly effectiveness, adaptive damage, and miracle with self-healing, well, you know the answer. For general playstyle, Marni's gonna bulk up every turn with +6 defense res and that low status to counter field boss. She already has high flat defense, which means more attack, defense and res debuffs, and then more defense in combat translates to more flat damage reduction. Marni literally cannot be one-shot unless the enemy has Fatal Smoke 4's anti-miracle effect. She has Wary Fighter to stall the enemy because if they can't double, then Marni is going to live every round of combat. This is a basic check against all those speedy units who don't use no follow-up. For her other unique traits, Marni is effective against flyers. She's not really hunting after them, but if they attack her, then it's a free damage. Also, Marni can outduel high defense units if they don't invest in resistance thanks to adaptive damage. This is an incredible unit at base. For other skills, Attack and Defense Prime 3 is fine, but Marni only gives herself one status, which means +5 attack and defense. Even if you get the 2 statuses, Attack and Defense form can match a stat boost with 3 nearby allies. If you want no positioning requirements, Prime is sort of just a better ideal A skill. If you want to go full tank, Close Defense is an enemy phase skill. You can pair that with Squad Ace for +5 HP and the BX version for +3 defense and res. You can also do Special Fighter for guard and breath type cooldown. That can charge Ignis in 2 actions or let Marni counter with 2 cooldown specials like Noontime for healing. Since she has flat damage reduction, defensive specials can further help Marni take no damage. From an offensive route, Marni can go for Vengeful Fighter for quicker post, Bold Fighter for player phase, but you would want some mobility to actually reach the enemy. It's not consistent, but even Fallout would give Omnibreaker instead of Wary Fighter's just Fallout Denial. For premium skills, Wary Fighter 4 is Weaving Fighter. It adds 80% damage reduction for first attacks if Marni's doubled, which is a failsafe if the foe gets past the Fallout Denial. For any other situation, Marni gets 40% DR, and this is still good with her flat damage reduction. Weaving Fighter also adds 7 HP sustain, so with her axe, Marni can heal back up to 15 HP after Miracle. While she can chain Miracle with this axe, the defense range field boss and the low status don't activate if under 25% HP. For this reason, Marni would ideally want to be above 25% before each turn starts. With Weaving Fighter, Marni can get back to 25% HP if her max HP is 60 or less. If you go beyond that though, you're going to need more healing. You can add Mystic Boost for more sustain, although there have been a lot of sources of after combat healing, such as units like Glenn. For obvious reasons, Breath of Life 4 is disgusting with a Miracle Arm unit who also is the highest defense unit in the game. However, Marni most likely is going to be on savior duty. If you can outsource this though, then good lord. Now for other skills, if you did want Attack and Defense Prime 4 from Edelgard, she can give Armored Blaze for Bonfire with unprincipled 40% DR against melee foes. The other Armored Blaze holder is Valentine's Ephraim. He can give Armored Blaze, Earthfire Boost, and Attack and Defense Near Save all in one go. If you're gonna Near Save, Prime's distant counter isn't exactly a must, plus Marni would need more outside status support anyway. Now for any savior build, you can swap to attack and res or defense and res skill variants. With guys like Brave Felix out there, you can't exactly ignore resistance even in melee matchups. While boost A skills and squad A skills can add a lot of extra HP, you can also use Unity to counteract debuffs. Fortifications or Stronghold are also fine. That can lower AoE damage, plus their secondary effects are both good. I think Fortifications is such an interesting skill because it's best if you're attacking first, but you can still get the distant counterpart if you have allies who deploy veins without fighting. Additionally, while most armies are not player phase units, there are more and more options with stuff like Assault Troop or Emblem Celica's Ring. One of my favorite parts of Engage was seeing Marni chase you down Emblem Sigurd's extra movement. That was actually hilarious and scary to see an armor move like 7 spaces. For some skills to add to the mixed phase fortifications, naturally Reopening also comes from Brave Alphonse. Marni's not really playing to double, so she would have 35% defense as flat DR total. You can add to defensive specials as well. Regarding the new Shield Fighter, you most likely would need to run Emblem Marth for slaying, and then you're going to be locked to 2 cooldown Escutcheon or Sacred Cow. Lower tanking power, but the guaranteed instant cooldown is very strong regardless. If you don't care about Weaving Fighter's percent DR, Vengeful Fighter 4 can add a little more spice. Omnibreaker with breath type cooldown is good, but without slaying, Marni can't instantly retaliate with stuff like Armored Blaze or Bonfire. If you get Young Hector from Divine Codes, he does have Vengeful Fighter 4, Armored Beacon, and Defense Res Far Safe. Now, for either savior, just a reminder that the new Felicia can give no-see disrupt support, so that could be something interesting to add to your Miracle Armor. Hardy Bearing can get rid of Desperation, although even with special counterattacks, Marni lacks DR Piercing without support. That is one of the current issues for armors who try to go for the high burst counter versus just pure tanking. There are more and more DR Piercing supports though, like Marin. To round out build ideas, Guard Echo is probably the best attuned skill for armors. They unfortunately don't have many options. If you want in-combat healing, Special Fighter 4 adds 30% damage done as healing to any special proc. May be fun with Noontime or Soul, and it does counter Fatal Smoke's anti-healing by half. Last, probably not going to be used or seen, but even Attack Wave End's mini finish effect can heal on hits. I don't think there are any other on-hit healing skills, and it's a super rare support effect. Off the top of my head, I think it's still only from Valentine's Robin. Only reason I bring this up is to double proc Miracle by using the actual special. The first fatal hit would trigger Praise Pioneer Axis Miracle, Marni counters and heals some HP, foes fall up will then trigger the Miracle special. So, should you 5-star Marni? Free-to-play Axe Armor with the highest defense in the game, and Marni even has a fairly min-max stats for pure tanking prowess. Releasing so soon with the new BST generation means Marni will score well for Arena for a while if you need a project, and that alone will probably make her a somewhat common sight. Her weapon will cause some issues if you cannot get past Miracle. As an example, Brave Alphonse is a slow unit who only hits once. Alphonse literally cannot take out this Marni by himself. Add Savior to the mix, and now you're kinda gonna get stalled out. On top of this, Marni is super tanky, buffs her team and neutralizes field buffs, plus his flat damage reduction. She can target res if you try to tank her with your own high defense units, and it's a bit random, but she just gets more damage against flyers. You can definitely go for a more offensive damage build with stuff like Vengeful Fighter or special spamming setups, but Marni may be best off just being a shield for your team. She can't cover everything with just near or far save, but if you have extra healing, then it's fairly possible Marni can wall off some teams entirely. To counter Marni, Fatal Smoke 4's deep wounds and anti-miracle effects will both be useful. Assuming Marni runs Savior, if the enemy tries to use Breath of Life 4 from another ally, then Green Feud can be a good counter. That's not going to stop someone like Hadrian though. Overall, Marni is another impressive heroic rail unit. We just don't get many free-to-play armor units, and now we have one with a built-in Miracle that's not even super gimmicky to use either. The fact Marni brings her own healing to Chain Miracle is kinda wild. Maybe add Marni to a team with other Miracle effect abusers. That's all I got for this video. Only one hound left, but I don't know how long it's going to take till the next Engage banner is going to roll around now that we've done the 4 main nations. At the rate we're going, Chris is just going to come with Endless Silica's warping built in. Imagine if this game had Fog of War. Alright, let me know your thoughts on Marni and go beat her Grand Hero battle. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.